Sims.
Right? Right? It's mostly Sims.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not a problem. Anyway, welcome to the Vboomer podcast. I still haven't done the intro read-in for the rest of these guys. My power of yes and is 9 years old because I've been a streamer forever. Hi, how's it going? I'm Shades for Shades. Welcome to the Vboomer podcast. Again, what's a Vboomer? That's a VTuber in their 30s. Why? Because all these young little shits on Twitter and social media say 30 is too old to be a VTuber, and we say, puh-tuh. We spit on that.
Oh,
So
I spray that.
Joining
Drag him
me,
down to the abyss.
joining me is Kiri Mochizuki. She streams on Twitch.tv, and also Sergeant Sage. He also streams on Twitch.tv. You should probably check out their channels.
There.
Go check them out live. I mean that. I'm Shades for Shades, also a live streamer, and still sick as shit. We are recording a double today, so I don't know how crazy we're gonna get. Curie is probably the only sober one here right now.
Yep.
We do this in phases.
Checks out.
Like
Checks out.
a couple weeks, Curie was not, Sage was not, I was, and now I am not. Look, here's the deal: if you can't have a few drinks amongst friends, are they really your friends? You know what I mean? I feel like they're not, because at that point you're just like, oh, I gotta hold back from whatever.
What if they have an alcohol issue and they can't drink alcohol because it drives them crazy?
I mean, that's a separate issue. You're pulling on extremes there, sir.
Yeah, but you just said that if they don't drink, they ain't your friend.
I just said if you can't have a few drinks around them, are they really your friend?
Around them. Okay, yeah, that's a little difference.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, there's a difference. I mean, granted, like Sage said, if they're recovering from alcoholism or something like that, yeah, they're still your friend probably. Don't be an asshole. That's our mantra. One of our many mantras.
Don't be an asshole.
We were talking about a buttload of old games last time, and then we ran out of time, and I didn't want to carry it into over an hour and a half. So, what old game do we want to start with?
So, I personally would like to start with Double Dragon, because that came out the year I was born.
Old man, okay. I'm gonna bust your chops a little bit.
The future is now, old man.
Oh no, we forgot to do that last episode. No.
But no,
we did forget.
He's dying. I'm gonna.
Oh God, we forgot to do that last episode. No.
We'll just need to do it twice as hard this episode.
Yeah,
bro, right?
But no, Double Dragon. That was a staple as a kid growing up. Essentially, it's a fighting game where you basically go around and you punch people, like you kick them, whatever. Side-scrolling adventure, But fun fact about the game, did you know that they also came out with a movie?
Wait,
when they were
what?
Yeah, there's a Double Dragon.
There's a Double Dragon. No.
Shades, what are you doing after today's podcast? Are you packing?
I'm gonna be trying to vacuum my apartment and throw a bunch of shit out, and then I'm gonna try and play 6 Days in Fallujah with Hells.
I want to watch the Double Dragon movie with you. I have it. We need to watch it. Anyways, so the Double Dragon movie actually came out around the same era as the Street Fighter live action movie. So it was during the time when they were turning. When they were turning video games into live action movies.
All right.
It's really good. It's really good. I like it. But no, Double Dragon, childhood, man.
Quick aside.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Power Ranger?
My favorite Power Ranger was the White Ranger.
Mine was the yellow one because my favorite color is yellow.
I think the White Ranger was the Green Ranger before, and then he became the White Ranger. But I liked the White Ranger. I liked Tommy because Tommy had the tiger. He was the White Ranger who was the tiger.
So mine was like that Black Ranger, because like he was from another Ranger force, but like that was not included in the plot in the original 2 2-season franchise kind of thing.
I don't ever remember them bringing that up, that he was part of another Ranger force.
I swear to you they did like once, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. There's other Rangers? Bro, I'm not gonna
there's
lie.
always been other Rangers.
There
the
were.
Rangers span across the universe.
There were, but like, here's the deal. My mom very much is like, bruh, Mom, I love you, you're great, but like, god damn, it was the 90s. A lot of my parents' early 90s parenting was, it makes him act up, but it makes him act out. He can't watch that shit no more. So like, I watched Power Rangers whenever I could.
What was that robot's name? Was it Data? Did they call him Data? Is that who it was? The one that was going, "Aye, aye, aye! Rangers! Everyone's in trouble! Aye, aye, aye!"
I'm gonna look that up.
And he actually, like, the way that his head was shaped, I'm not surprised they didn't go with a more sombrero shape.
It was called Alpha 5, by the way.
Alpha 5. But just like, why would they make him go, "Aye, aye, aye"? Like, that just doesn't seem right.
Because that was the only thing they could think of. A lot of those borrowed from, what was it, the Japanese shows?
Get out of here, you snorting over there. Borrowed from the Japanese shows?
Yes.
Japanese versions?
Yeah, the JP version.
Bandai. Yeah. I never watched any of the Japanese versions of Power Rangers.
So I want you to know, Evil Tarium and Random Weirdo Gamer, aka Beef Lord, in my Discord. Shout out to the Discord homies. Are both up on that Super Sentai Force Go shit. And it is wild to hear those guys talk, because they will literally talk for 45 minutes about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, okay, cool.
Hey,
and I'm not like
here
brushing them off. No, like, I'm not brushing them off at all. I'm just like, holy shit, I'm learning things about my childhood that I didn't even know about.
Dude,
like, what the hell?
My childhood was waking up
happens.
and watching Sailor Moon before going to school. That was my childhood. I didn't watch Power Rangers. I watched Sailor Moon in the morning before going to school.
All right.
For me, it was Pokemon in the morning.
Pokemon?
Because Sailor Moon was like an afternoon thing.
See, I think in America they didn't want Sailor Moon to be an afternoon thing. They wanted to put it on so early in the morning that they were hoping that the American children weren't watching it.
Right?
Because they're like, oh, I can't believe that these women transform and they're naked. Well, these new clothes are being put on them. Little big ass. I mean, obviously, in the American version, it was censored.
Right.
So you didn't actually see them naked. But yeah.
Can we talk about that?
About what? Censorship?
Why the hell censorship ran so hard in the 90s? You know what I mean?
Because that was, I don't want to say that was the age of morals. I think that was more of the 50s.
Right.
It's the age of think of the children.
Yeah, think of the children. No children left behind.
No, that was 2004.
Yeah, we were all still in school in 2004.
Bro, No Child Left Behind was a mistake.
It was.
Hey, hear me out. I'm not being racist.
Go ahead.
I'm not being racist. But here's the deal. There are some kids that I had like high school classes with. What the hell? There is no way they knew the material I knew.
Yeah. So
I'm
kind of upset with the school system even as a father now, because they're doing the No Child Left Behind thing right now too, but they're doing it as an excuse because of COVID. But like literally, like the only way that a child learns, and not everybody learns this way, is to fail. But if you don't ever let the kids fail, they don't learn anything. They don't learn to overcome. They don't learn any of that stuff. Perfect example. My daughter had a project that she had to do, right?
Oh it was, my God,
she had to do. I've got a kid. She'll be 15.
I know.
She'll be 15. I'm a Vboomer. I gotta
have
a kid.
Vboomer. We know. We know. I'm just
anyways.
harping on it for the comment section. Which, by the way, Sage, we're stealing your spotlight for a minute. Comment section.
Yeah.
We're 9 minutes in. I hope you're still listening. If you are still listening, tell a friend about us. Like, comment, subscribe. All that mumbo jumbo, all that dumb shit.
And it doesn't have to be a crazy comment. Just give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the comment section.
Or
that'll
just
work.
Like,
that'll
y'all
work.
boomers are doing good. We just need something. You're like, why is that?
Boomers, you're doing God's work, speaking the truths of the internet.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't even have to be that. Just we need something. We're trying to get this podcast to be VTuber podcast #1. Mostly because I want to beat Zentreya.
Oh, okay.
That way we have Zentreya on here and she can talk all computer voice like, and we can be like, "Ah, Zentreya, that's really great," while we watch her wiggle jiggle.
Wiggle jiggle. Anyways,
don't lie. That's what we all would be watching.
My daughter had this project where she had to do 10 pages, and she had to do all the planets, right?
10 pages of what?
She had to make little pages with like the picture of the planets, and like some stats on the planets and things like that. Some relatively
there ain't 10 planets in this solar system. There's only 8.
I said 10 pages on the planets. There's the cover page and the end page.
Oh, okay.
And then you have the 9 planets in between.
That's not so bad. Double space or single?
No, they had to like hand draw and write and everything. So it was however they wanted to present it as a booklet. So relatively easy, right?
No.
Well, it was so hush you. I would find it easy as a kid. Anyways,
of course
you trying to say
I'm
something?
busting your chops.
Trying to fight?
Busting your chops. Keep going.
Do I have to come over here? Huh?
I can't protect you this time.
I'm in the middle.
I got it taken care of. Don't worry.
I got hands. I will slap.
Oh my god! I literally got his one hand. Hi, you're fine. I'm busting your chops.
Anyways, so like it was due on a Friday, but I had took her out of school that Friday for she had a doctor's appointment, whatever, and so it wasn't due for Monday for her. Easiest assignment ever, but like we told her she had to do it on Thursday. She said, "I know." Told her I had to do it on Friday when I was talking to her mom. I know. Her mom reminded her on Saturday. I know. Picked her up on Sunday. You have an assignment due. I know. Get home and walk through the door. Honey, start your assignment. I know. After we record one of our podcasts and I leave the bedroom, she goes, "Oh my god, Dad, I need construction paper. I need to get started on this." Now, mind you, it takes her an hour to do each page, right?
Okay.
This girl is I pass out at 1 a.m, so I'm trying to stay up and like be awake with her to make sure she's finishing it. She doesn't finish it. She still has 4 pages left, and it is the morning time. I told her she had to turn in what she had to turn in, and she got upset and she wanted to stay home and finish it. She figured if she didn't go to school, they couldn't penalize her because she was out. And I said, look, it's okay to fail. You have to do that sometimes. Turn in what you have, get partial credit. I just think that kids are too afraid to fail these days because the schools just give them free passes all the time. Not to mention, and I could rant about this for a while, but other than that, a lot of these, well, at least this school system, is basically telling the kids, go look up the answers on Google, kids. It's out on the internet. Answer these questions using Google. And I'm just like, what the heck is this?
No.
Give them printed out material.
Oh my god.
Rewind it. No. Stop right there. Because you told me a different story than this. Tell the whole story because this ground my gears. Tell the whole story.
What is your recollection? What are you saying?
You were literally just like, we were gonna stream, right? And like we were hanging out in like the pre-stream, V chat, right?
The VA, yep. Get all the vegetables.
Yeah,
gotcha.
the VA chat. You know how it is. Like we served vegetables of action. Fuck, I don't have a good
vegetables of action.
Look, I don't have a good voice chat. Voice chat before stream. And he was hanging out. He's literally coming in like, yeah, so my kid's doing this. And literally the teacher's notes on this is Google it, kids. And I'm just like, what the hell? Google
50
it?
questions about the war in 1895. And literally the very top of the page.
The Spanish-American War?
Yes. Said, hey, you use Google to answer these questions.
Oh my god!
There was no context on how to use Google. It was literally these kids typing these questions, and obviously with the new AI that's built into a lot of the search engines, it's going to give you the
one answer. Yeah.
approximation. What the heck? Approximation.
Approximation. Yes. No.
Approximation.
No. Approximation.
I swear I got myself an education, people. Like I went to the shul. I went to the shul and I got an education and I learned things.
Is that the title for this episode? Approximation of the shul education.
Well, at least we're figuring out the title's quite consistent.
Right? But like, damn, I want you to know, SEO wise, that's gonna be pretty shit.
Mm.
An approximation of the shul's education.
Like, it doesn't make sense anymore. Hold on. Whoa. As a tiny man,
he's running away from the table. He doesn't like math.
As a tiny man with shoes. Hi, how's it going? I don't like math at all. I do not like math at all. No, can't.
I'm a maths man.
But like, what the hell?
Speaking of which, you guys remember when your teachers used to say, "You better learn this stuff now, because it's not like you're going to be able to carry a calculator with you everywhere you go."
Yeah,
bro.
Biggest lie.
Literally.
Biggest lie.
Look, comment section. You can't see it right now. I'm holding up a fucking cell phone because this pisses me off. I'm swearing. This cell phone literally can do everything that. Oh, you're not gonna have a calculator at school, kids. Sorry.
You're not going to have to do this. Pulls up YouTube video on how to do this.
Yeah.
Bro, no. Oh, I have a story about this.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting a little heated. This pisses me off.
After your story, we're going to loop back into old video games.
This pisses me off.
We're sort of going on a tangent.
So, legitimately, I took like an intro to statistics class in high school for like a semester or 2 semesters. And I realized I couldn't do it.
So I'm going to comment on statistics real quick.
Yeah.
All statistics are made up. So I don't understand
bullshit.
Why that's a course.
No, it's
all bullshit.
Yeah.
Why is that a course in school?
Because originally, when statistics were a thing, you were trying to count planes that came back after they got shot. I just burped in the fucking mic. Jesus Christ. I'm good. Hi.
He's had too much to drink, chat.
No, I switched to whiskey and cola.
If you think Shades has an alcohol problem,
which he doesn't. Mister, I've got 2 soju bottles. I've already downed 1.5 of them.
No, I haven't even.
My shorts.
I'm drinking water now. I only drank the 1 bottle of soju.
Bro, comment section. If you think we should do so well that we can move all of us to the same state, that'd be great. Go out and get mimosas at breakfast. Go out for brunch. If we're
moving to the same state, we're moving overseas where Karate is, because I would rather be overseas.
I'm sorry. I'd rather be able to own a gun and talk about the government without being blacklisted and sent to jail.
You can own a gun. You just couldn't tell the European government about it.
So, bro, God damn it, we're demonetized. Okay.
By gun, we obviously mean Nerf or nothing, chat. You know,
the
little
Nerf or nothing,
sticky things.
Those are illegal, by the way.
They're illegal? What?
I don't know. It's Britain.
Wait, are Nerf guns illegal, Karate? The little foam dart guns?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they sell them in like toy shops.
Yeah, I think so too. Like,
it must be a Fenian conversion.
Wait, what? What?
Airsoft is like, you can't walk around with an airsoft gun here.
I think like
is that what you're talking about? Maybe.
No. So
Mustang, I believe is British, and he's an airsoft guy.
Here. Oh, okay. So my history nerd's about to flex. So the IRA was a thing in the 18th century and the 19th century, right?
Yeah.
In like 1895, the IRA tried to take over fucking Canada and ransom it back to Britain, so that way Ireland could attain their freedom.
I'm trying to see where you're going with this.
So what they did was they basically shipped like 10,000 quote unquote muskets to Canada, right?
Okay.
To be acquired by Irish members of Canada. And then they also shipped over conversion kits to convert them to not muskets, but rimfire cartridges.
Okay, I'm still trying to see how this links back to Nerf guns in the UK.
Because I said it was clearly a Fenian conversion kit, so it was the IRA Fenians that were in charge of all that. All of those guns got interdicted. All of the conversion kits got interdicted. They all got thrown in jail. Nothing ever happened for it. But it's kind of funny because Ireland's been trying to gain their freedom for like 125 years, and they've never fucking shown anything for it other than failure after failure. That is my joke. And you're like, Shades, that's a weird joke to make. I have ADHD and autism. It's like I don't normally make jokes because the jokes don't make sense. Chat, so the TLDR here is don't car bomb people that disagree with you. Just tell them,
I don't know what this has to do with Nerf guns. Nerf guns are little
nothing.
Toys.
It's Nerf for nothing. I am simply saying,
I thought you were
going to
say that there were conversion kits for Nerf guns to turn them into legal weapons, and I was just like, "Is that where he's going with this?"
Bro, there could be.
It's just a rant about the IRA.
There could be.
And Irish.
The IRA in the early 1900s. Yes. Welcome to my brain. Welcome to my brain on autism. Welcome to my brain on ADHD.
No,
what do you want?
Your brain on beer and whiskey.
No, literally. Like, I found this topic yesterday because I was I was looking at random YouTube shorts, right? And suddenly it's like, what is Ian from you know the guy that does all the historic weapon reviews, Ian?
No.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Getting the loading thing back. I'm confused.
Ian from. Oh my god, I hate it here.
All right, guys.
Ian from Forgotten Weapons. Okay, so is Ian. Preemptively. Hey, no.
You need to cool off,
Shut
sir.
Up. I will not cool
off.
His
brain is melting. His brain is melting.
Okay.
He's going on tangents.
No, I'm going on tangents within tangerines. There's a difference.
Tangents with tangerines and doing circular arguments.
Exactly.
That we have no idea what he's talking about.
Welcome to your brain on autism and ADHD. No, I was literally watching a Forgotten Weapons video, and they were like, so this is a Fenian IRA conversion from a musket to a trapdoor rifle. And I was like, oh, this is neat. And then I was like, wow, Ireland's really a bunch of dipshits when it comes to trying to take over shit, isn't it? There's gonna be a fucking car bomb in my mailbox soon. I'm not gonna open my mail anytime soon. For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Sir,
probably.
Don't accept any packages from me.
I knew he was.
You realize
Irish.
You're talking to an Irishman, right?
I know. I knew he was Irish. I knew he was a plant. Hello?
My great grandparents came over from Ireland to the
shit.
US. I'm just saying, like, I'm not that far removed.
I think as like a history point, it was funny as hell because I'm like, bro, they shipped like 10,000 guns to try and arm like 10,000 Irish members of Canada to take over Canada and then sell it back to Britain.
Speaking of history, let's circle back to our.
I agree because this is getting weird as shit. I don't know where we're going with this.
Of older video games, talk about Ninja, as in Ninja Gaiden, which came out in 1988.
No.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. No, the only game I liked was Rodent Revenge.
I've never heard of Rodent Revenge.
Same. Which I suppose isn't shocking, but
you've never heard of Rodent Revenge? No. You're on Get out. Get out. No.
Well, okay. Let me throw this in your craw as well. Have you ever heard Avoid the Noid?
God, why does that sound familiar?
Do you want to know? The only reason I know about that one is because of AGDQ.
AGDQ? Okay, Karate, tell me what the Noid is so I can see if you're it
was like It was like part of like a promotion for like a pizza place or something.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh god. Was this a Pizza Hut game?
It was. It was. The Noid. The Noid. There was a Pizza Hut game where you had to avoid the Noid and you had to deliver
Mhm.
pizzas while dodging the Noid.
Yeah, they
I
speedrun
remember
it.
this.
AGDQ.
Yeah. So I can remember a game that old, but I can't remember your game ever existing. Shades. Pause chat. He is commenter. He is coughing
He's
his lungs out.
dying.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
still a little sick.
perishing.
I remember Avoid the Noid. How do you not know about
Okay.
Rodent's Revenge though?
I know Mousetrap. You ever played Mousetrap?
The board
Yeah,
game?
well,
Yeah.
of course I played
Yeah, I
the
played
board
that
game
one.
Mousetrap.
That is the only rodent game I am aware of.
No, Rodent's Revenge is a puzzle video game created by Christopher Lee Fraley and distributed as part of Microsoft Entertainment Pack 2 in 1991. You're welcome.
I think in 1991, I think I was playing Boogerman on Sega.
I hate it here.
I wasn't there yet.
You chat commenters, if you are familiar with Boogerman, let me know. That was an actual legit Sega game that came out. Boogerman, the pick and flick adventure.
Okay.
By
Why
day,
does this
you
look like freaking? What was the game called? The landmines for the
You mean
landmine game.
Minesweeper?
That one, Minesweeper.
For
All
Boogerman,
right.
by
Like
day you
Minesweeper.
were a mild-mannered janitor at a school. At night, you were a superhero known as Boogerman, where you'd flick your boogers at your enemies to kill them. If you found a chili
What
on
the
the map,
hell?
you could use your farts to fly.
What?
Yeah. Oh, okay, hold on. I need you to actually see Boogerman. So let me pull up some Boogerman for you.
You need to link
Oh,
this.
God.
Also, Microsoft Entertainment Pack, everything is listed in the Discord. And you're like, Shanes, why would you do that? Well, because it's got the great one of two of the greatest games ever made. You're like, what's the two greatest games ever made? I don't know what the other one is, but I can tell you right now it was Pipe Dream by LucasArts. And you're like,
I think
what was
Minesweeper.
Pipe Dream? It literally, you connected a pipe to a drain. That's all it was. It had a fun little
I think I
soundtrack.
played that one.
Yeah, exactly. It was just an arcade game by some Japanese random manufacturer. Wow, they're literally called Video Systems Co. Ltd. Yeah, no, so LucasArts literally took this game and they made it in their own little shit, and it was great. It was great.
Mhm.
It had like a fun little soundtrack to it.
I don't know if I played this one specifically, but I did play a game like this.
You know
All right,
what? I'll
so
take it.
I linked the trailer for Boogerman and I linked to the Wikipedia for Boogerman.
And topics or
General.
okay, we're gonna look at interplay. Of course it's interplay.
I feel like I've also seen this at AGDQ or something. A lot of like
what
my
in the
older
1994
game knowledge.
ASMR bullshit is going on? I'm sorry, Karen.
A lot of my older game knowledge is like mostly from like watching AGDQ or STDQ.
Yeah. But no, like Boogerman was a classic back in that day as well.
Oh my god.
I
Speaking
played
of classic games, y'all should be aware of Yoshi's Island, which is a Mario
Oh,
game. It's a
God.
classic game. What, you don't like Yoshi's Island?
No, because it was basically a game about kidnapping and child slavery.
It wasn't child slavery.
I'm kidding.
I didn't see baby Luigi or baby Mario doing slave labor. They weren't
I'm
crafting
mostly
shoes in
kidding.
a factory. But the kidnapping is about right. I forget why they were getting kidnapped, but
I have no idea. I'm just making a joke.
Nintendo. What are you trying to tell
Right?
us?
Yeah,
You
Nintendo.
want
What the
dinosaurs
hell?
to kidnap babies? Is that where dinosaurs are keeping babies protected from kidnappers? Well, baby nappers. because they're not really kids yet. Well, are they?
I have no
When do you go from being a
idea.
bit? Because I guess all kids are all babies are kids, but not all kids are babies.
Mm.
That's an interesting thing. I don't want to wrap my head around that pretzel right now.
Bro, right?
Yeah.
Valid.
Mm, mm.
Bro, so here's what I want to know. There was like a game I played back in 1997.
Okay.
And it was
I was 10 years old.
basically you defended a. Okay, so this is like a PC game, right? You
Okay.
defended a base, and you kind of moved around like on a swivel, like it was like a turret kind of thing, and you were
Okay.
defending a base from like these weird alien walkers. I have no idea what the hell it was called.
Drawing
And
a
I
blank here too, buddy. Never even
Bro,
heard of it.
right. And I don't think I ever will know what it was called because it wasn't anything included on anything that I can ever remember.
The thing that I'm thinking of is probably not right, but it reminds me of Space Invaders.
It was actually like Space Invaders. Only
I
instead
love
of like
Space Invaders.
them flying, they were like walking on the ground towards the base.
Mm.
And I have no idea what it was called. To this day.
Likely Incoming. Incoming, was that the name of the game? 3D shooter game, came out in 1998 for PC. Primarily a vehicle simulation game. The player controls one of a number of possible vehicles in order to complete objectives. The vehicle could be used as an aerial craft, a defense emplacement, or a surface craft. Usually armed with a primary weapon with unlimited ammunition, and sometimes a secondary weapon.
It was not this detailed.
No?
No. Like we're talking like this was almost a DOS era game that got like moved up to 98. Chat, here's the deal. Don't get old unless you like have all these games documented. And even then, like document these freaking games that you play. You're like, why is that, Shades? Because eventually no one's gonna remember what the hell Marble Blast Ultra is. But I remember that as one of the best free games that was on my Xbox 360 when I got in like 2007. Love that freaking game.
I just need people to remember Jazz Jackrabbit.
What the hell is that?
What that is?
That's probably like one of my favorite games growing up.
Oh, it wasn't
Commander Keen.
It wasn't
Commander
State of
Keen?
War, was it?
Oh, bro, all right, let's check it out. State of War. Bro, it could have been. No, it was not.
No. Okay.
This is like a point and click adventure. Only, literally, you just got to choose what you fired. You had like lasers or torpedoes. What is Jazz Jackrabbit? No, Kiri, explain
never heard of Jazz Jackrabbit.
Explain
it's
yourself.
A platformer, but like the main character is a green rabbit with a red bandana and a gun. I freaking love this game growing up. Well,
you know what
link
platformer I remember loving growing up? Bubsy.
I don't think I know that.
Bubsy started off as an SNES game, and then I think Bubsy came to PlayStation. You basically played Bubsy the Bobcat, and you had to stop these aliens from coming in and stealing all the yarn balls.
Bro.
Yeah, I don't think I know this one.
No?
I've never heard of this.
Mm-mm.
Also,
I played
Jackrabbit?
so much.
Kiri, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I played so much of Jazz Jackrabbit. Like, arguably, I am really bad at platformers, and I don't really like them currently for a reason. I'm awful at them. But like, Jazz Jackrabbit, Commander Keen, and Charlie the Duck. Apart from like The Sims, was probably
Jesus
my
Christ.
childhood.
I've not heard about Charlie the Duck.
I love Charlie the Duck.
Literally 10 years. He was the original
Charlie
Marvel
the Duck
character, right?
What?
No, you're thinking Howard the Duck.
Fuck. Close enough.
It's
not
on
close enough.
Steam. Oh my god, I want to buy it. Oh my
I know it's not close enough.
I'm buying this
Howard the Duck was the
after we're done
original
recording.
Howard the Duck was a drinker of alcoholic beverages and a enjoyer of corn magazines, where he'd watch them peel back the leaves to show their kernel.
God dang it.
Yeah. Anyways,
No, Charlie the
Bro.
Duck was like one of those games that like my grandmother like installed on her computer whenever like I was over at hers. She would just be like, "Yeah, just
Alright.
go behind the computer, just play this game." While my parents were like actively trying to get me to not play video games.
my grandmother used to play video games with me. She would
Really?
play Wheel of Fortune on the Nintendo. Yeah, I mean, she watched Wheel of Fortune on TV, so she liked playing the Wheel of Fortune video game.
I mean, why
It was
not?
easy to understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah,
See,
same
Grandma
here.
was a gamer. Grandma was a gamer. Very, very loosely using the term gamer for her.
Bro, I hear that.
But like, I think at one point my parents just kind of gave up because my dad really wanted to play the original Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
And he was like
Yeah.
constantly playing
You
Tomb Raider, and I was like
Wanted to
helping
see
him with
them
the puzzles.
polygons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like helping him with the puzzles, and like at one point he was just kind of like, "Yeah, here you go. Here, you play the game." I'm like, "Yay! I'm allowed."
All
Yeah,
right.
kid, give it a whirl.
All right. So here's what I got. 6 Feet Under. No? No takers?
Nope.
No takers? No one knows
I don't
what that
think
is?
I've ever heard of 6 Feet Under.
So this was a 94 Windows game, right? And basically, it was like the sprite tile. Oh, okay, so it was the 90s. Everyone was making, sprites and tiles and bullshit, right?
Mhm.
All it was is, go find the gyms that were quote unquote 6 feet under, and then the minute you find the gyms, make it to the exit. And there was like lava, bugs chasing you. It was like this wild, wacky,
An
crazy
early
game.
extraction game.
Yeah, pretty much. This was like the early extraction game of extraction games. God damn.
Mhm.
Man, I miss when freaking Asteroids was like a new concept and they were making reskins of Asteroids and saying you can play this with 3 other people on your PC.
Yeah,
You just had to share the freaking keyboard.
that was a thing.
Aw,
Dude, I
sharing
remember
keyboards for
huddling
old
around the
people.
keyboard. Yeah.
Right?
You and your friends would be huddling around the keyboard. One guy would have like the middle buttons, one guy would have the left, and the other one would have the right.
So here's the deal. I did this with my kid brother for a little bit. Awful experience because he was like 4
You know,
when I was doing this.
What I'm seeing is a pattern here.
What?
Your
What?
gaming experiences with your brother, every story you've told me has been negative.
Hey, I love that little shit.
No, you can love him. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, anything involving video games seems like it put a wedge between you in video
Not
game
even.
world.
Not even.
I mean, if anybody
Just-
erased my saved Pokemon file, I
Hey,
would be
he
pissed
did that
too.
to me. He did that to me.
That's what I just said.
A little shit.
Me and my sister shared a Pokemon file
Yeah.
because it was her Game Boy Color. Yeah, it was her Game Boy Color, and like we chipped in together for Pokemon Blue.
Younger or older sister?
Older.
Older. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're the baby,
There's
aren't
the. I'm the baby.
Because I was gonna say if she was the younger sister and her parents were just like, yeah, play video games, and you're just like, why did I have to wait so many years to be allowed?
No,
I'd be
she-
like,
Bro,
"There's-
right?
She's 5 years older than I am, but like
Okay.
she's like the golden child, so like she was allowed.
Is she the oldest?
I
I'm
only
the
have one
oldest,
sister.
and
So.
I'm like the golden child.
Okay.
I-
Okay, so here's my question. Has she produced a family heir yet?
Unfortunately, she has produced 2.
Oh no, you were
I
behind.
am curious
Yeah.
about the term "unfortunately."
I mean,
You are behind.
Yeah.
You
Well,
must spawn
I
additional
am.
overlords to catch up.
I refuse.
Well,
Yeah.
damn, same.
Karate doesn't have to. She likes being a dink. That's all I can say
Yeah,
about
like my mom is like, "Oh, I love my grandchildren so much." And I'm just kind of like, "Cool, I don't need to do anything. You already got to."
that.
Bro,
Just live out your best dink days. Just go for it.
Yeah.
here's the deal. I would like to
For
have
those
at
of
least
you-
one or two.
For those of you in the comments that are wondering why I'm saying dink, it means dual income, no kids.
Yeah.
You just living your best life, not
Best
worried
life.
about kids, and you and your partner are bringing in money.
I would like to have
genuinely much rather have a cat, or more rabbits, or a dog.
I have a cat and a kid.
I would like to have two
Like-
spawns, so that way I can have them work my fields, which I don't own yet.
And I'm guessing one of those kids, if it is a male heir, is going to be named Thor.
No.
I can just picture it. You're a blacksmith man. You name one of your
No.
kids Thor.
No, no, no.
And that way you can way you can smith him a mighty hammer for him
No.
to rule
No.
the fields with,
No.
chasing crows away with his Mjolnir.
No. No. His name would not be Thor. His name would be Isaac. I call him Ike. Or
That works.
Ikey. If I'm trying to piss him off in front of his fucking friends. You're like, Shades, why have you thought about this? Well, because I've... oh, God. We don't have time to get into this. Look, here's the deal. Chat, make sure... you know what? I'm not even going to fucking talk
Not
about
chat,
it. Comment section, we're not even going to talk about it. You can try and piece together... damn, just look at my social media. You won't... You'll know. So anyway, moving on.
So if no, we're not moving on. We're holding on
Oh,
a second.
God.
Kadadi, if for any reason you did contribute to the population of Earth,
Oh,
what would
no.
you want to name your child?
I don't know. Like, there's a
Or-
few names where I'm like, yeah, that sounds cute, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like I have more ideas for like boy names than I have for
Mhm.
girl names.
She's just like, if I spawn a girl, I will ridicule and humiliate her in front of her father or spawn
No,
her, so that way
I'll-
she does not intrude on my domain.
Can you
I
imagine?
get that.
Like the worst part is people like that exist, and that's
Bro,
just
I
so fucking
right,
weird.
right. I'm sorry. I'm making fun of a
Uh.
subsection of the internet culture right now, and that I fucking can't stand.
I will say that I already have a girl.
Yeah.
If I had a boy, I've got three. Well, I guess two names. No,
Okay.
three names.
Okay.
Three names that I would pick from. I have Xavier, which I really like Xavier with an X. I think that's a
the
really
renegade
cool name.
angel. from Adult
Caleb
Swim.
with a K.
All
I
right.
like Caleb. I'm from New England, if you can't. And those names are definitely New England names. They're from the East Coast.
All right.
I'm an East Coaster, and finally, the best East Coaster name ever, Paul. And you're just like, well, that's a name that could be used anywhere. It doesn't have to be the East Coast.
Get
Well, here's where
out.
you're wrong, and let me correct you on this. The reason why it's the best East Coast name
Yeah.
is because you could be like, hey, Paulie, what are you doing, little Paulie? Get over here, Paulie. Come on, Paulie. I
God
love you,
damn
Paulie.
it.
You're the best, Paulie.
I'm just like, I'm just laughing because like you're so Paul, and I'm just kind of like, huh? Two of my uncles are called Paul.
Yeah. But I bet you didn't refer to him as Paulie.
No.
The dog is dying. The demoness is laughing. I've done my job. I've done my job. The internet is proud of me. Are you proud of me, commenters? Are you proud of
you're
me?
doing
Are
good.
you proud of me, senpai?
You're killing me. So
Funny because like with the other two names, I just think of Love and Deep Space because there's two Love and Deep
Xa-
Space characters.
Xavier and
So-
Caleb.
Xavier and Caleb.
They're great. They're great names. I don't know what to tell you.
Isaac and Victor.
Isaac
like
and
Victor.
Yeah.
Victor's
As
nice.
in like Isaac Asimov.
Yeah.
Like the one name that I would probably pick would either probably be Owain. I like Owain.
Oh, Owen's good.
Owain?
Hmm.
Owen or Owain?
Owain.
I like
Owain.
it.
So
I
not
like
Owen
it.
Shane. Owain.
Kind of a derivative of Gawain.
Gawain. Is that
Yeah.
a common Dutch? Like
No, it's not.
Not
It's really like
even. Not even.
I'm just asking. Like I don't know.
No.
Those aren't common names here in the States. So I was curious if it had like a Dutch influence or maybe a Gaelic influence.
Nah, it's probably more Gaelic influence than
Okay.
than Dutch. Like I'll stay far the frick away from the Dutch names because they're freaking awful. No, thank you.
Mm.
No offense to anyone with like a really, really, really old school Dutch name, but I'm good.
I don't even know what some old school Dutch names are.
Well,
Let me guess,
it's like a derivative
Johan?
of John. Johan is like an old one.
I don't have a problem with Johan. I think Johan's fine.
There's one. Wait, that's more German though. Like one of my uncles is called Wolfgang,
Wolfgang?
and that's genuinely if it wasn't my uncle's name, it would genuinely be like a name I would give like to a kid if like I had a boy.
So
Because you can shorten it to Wolf, and I think that's cool.
this sparks a memory in me. So there was a movie. Yeah, I think it was a Disney movie back in the day.
Okay.
And it had to do with these boys were all having dreams where they were flying, but they were flying over like a circuit board, and like it was these aliens that were sending these images of the circuit boards into their dreams so they could create a spaceship to fly out. Explorers, that's what it's called. It's called Explorers.
What the
Came out in
hell?
the late 1980s, and the
Okay.
really nerdy scientist kid, his parents, because his parents were also scientists, they named him Wolfgang. So that's that.
Oh.
Yeah, that triggered that memory. Dude, if
Like-
you have not watched Explorers, it's great. I think it's got starring a very, very young Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, it's like I literally just looked it up.
Who the fuck is
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke?
Like
What? You
It's-
don't know who Ethan Hawke is? He's like a famous Hollywood guy. How do you not know who Ethan Hawke is? I'm gesturing with my hands, and you can't even see this.
Oh, Ethan Hawke. Oh, I know who this is.
Chat, commenters, please put a comment to your disappointment in Shades not knowing who Ethan Hawke is.
You know
He's a
what? Comment
primary
section.
Hollywood
Yeah,
actor.
go for it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ethan Hawke in a recent movie in like 5 years, which is weird
I'm
considering
starting
yes,
to
he's
think that-
55.
I'm starting to think that this side of the podcast is more cultured.
You know what? You know what?
Mhm.
Probably.
Because karate's in the UK, and you know who Ethan Hawke is, right?
I
Yo,
do, yeah.
Yeah, see,
his damn.
he's an American actor.
I will point out, like,
Oh.
I don't really know that many actors. Like,
Yeah,
if
Oh.
you just like randomly call out a name to me, I will probably be like, who? But like, I have the picture in front of me. I'm like, I know this guy.
Sean
Holy
Connery.
shit.
I do know
Um,
Sean Connery.
So
I
his
love
Shut
Sean
up.
Connery.
shut up. No one cares about Sean. I'm already dead already. No offense,
How
Bond
dare you,
lovers, but
sir.
here's the deal. Ethan Hawke's kid, Maya Hawke, she was Robin from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
26.
I knew that. Come on, man.
Smash. I'm just saying. Look, here's the deal. You're like, wow,
Fair.
wasn't he like 33? No, not yet. So that means it's fine. She's 6 years younger than I am. Probably.
Eh?
I don't know, man. People get weird.
Yeah, I mean, 6 years is not that weird of a difference.
It's not that bad.
All right,
Me
how
and my
about
ex are
10?
5 years apart.
Hmm. I have a-
Depends when, because if that's 28 and 18,
Yeah. I have a range. They have to be
All right.
either between 5 years younger than me or 5 years older than me. That's my
Hmm.
range. Basically, the
Yeah,
5
I
years
get
out
that.
in either direction.
Yeah, I think that's a fair.
Not that I have anything against people that have that 10-year gap or whatever, but like, I don't know. That's my comfort zone.
Yeah,
there's
like,
a
one of
point at
my-
which you're
one of my
like,
best
huh,
friends-
that's weird.
Yeah, one of my best friends lives like I'm pretty sure it's like 10+ years between her and her partner, but like it
10
works for them. So
years?
like
Is she in her 30s or at least late 20s?
she's older than I am.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
I
no,
mean,
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Mm.
I don't think most people look on age gap relationships if the man or woman who is the younger of the two are over 30. I think
Yeah.
after that point they don't care. I think they find it weirder if they're closer to their early 20s
Mm.
and there's a huge age gap.
Yeah.
I think that's where people start really having an issue, which
Mm.
is kind of funny considering that you don't have an issue otherwise, except if it's
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, okay, like you're trying to play both sides of the fence here. Anyways,
I'm not gonna lie, very much just
commenters, if you disagree with my assessment, please let us know in the comments below.
how do we get on this topic? I'm very much lost.
I don't know.
Okay, let's loop around. Let's loop around. Talking about the being in our 30s, the dirty 30s. Let's move over to a dirty game. Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem.
Oh my
Never
god.
played it, but I know
Familiar
it.
with Duke Nukem.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
That Duke Nukem game that came out in what, 2010?
Dude, the newest Duke Nukem game, complete booty. The older Duke Nukem games, that's where it was at.
So here's the deal. That was the most overly underdeveloped piece of shit I have ever seen. It had some funny hee hee ha-has. It also had some funny hee hee nah-ahs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
think that they were trying to jump in on the Doom train with Duke Nukem.
No, they were trying to
Well,
jump
no,
in on. Go ahead.
The reason why is because the original Duke Nukem game, when
Yeah.
it came out, pretty much looked like you were running on Doom.
Yeah.
On the original Doom engine. Yeah.
But it was some dude who really appreciated strippers in a nightclub. Yeah. Bro, I played them. I'm sorry.
I always thought the plot was weird that the aliens came to Earth and they were taking over and they were also abducting the strippers and Duke Nukem got pissed.
Yeah,
like,
and Duke was upset because he was like, "Those are my women,
not my strippers."
Right? that was the entire premise of like 2 games.
I think I learned the catchphrase. I'm here to kick some ass and chew some bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Right.
I think that's where I first heard the phrase. Was in the Duke Nukem game. Yeah. Oof, dude. Like I said, the newest Duke Nukem, which, funnily enough, I bought the Brady's game guide for it back when that game came out. I did not really like it that as much.
It was okay
as the previous titles. I think Duke Nukem as a concept is great for that slapstick, just shoot 'em up, mess around game, whatever. I think you played a game, Shades, that was similar in that style. It was the one where you had to do the levels up the tower because you had to rescue the girl at the top of the tower.
Mullet Madjack.
And it was like kind of like
Mullet fucking Madjack, the best game I've ever played in years.
It feels like that game follows
Shout
kind
out
of
Brazil.
in the footsteps of Duke Nukem. Follows in the footsteps of Duke Nukem in a way.
Shout out
because
to
it kind of has that
Sorry.
humor and that sussiness rolled into it.
And you're like, Shades, why the shout out to Brazil? That's a Brazilian developer.
Yeah, it is. Great job on the game, by the way. I enjoyed watching.
Those guys did so
this
fucking good on that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they did.
Oh my god. It wasn't too fan servicey. It wasn't okay. So it was the perfect amount of fan service. And you're like, how? In this day and age, when you got
in this economy?
Yeah, in this economy where you got freaking weirdos just like, Okay, look, have we all seen DxD here?
High School DxD?
Okay.
Unfortunately, yes.
So when you've seen season 1 of DxD, like, you've seen some fan service.
Oh, yeah.
When you've read, like, the 70,000... I haven't done this. I've heard that there's 70,000 different light novels for this. God dang. Perfect amount of fan service. Don't know what to say otherwise. Like, it's just... It's not fan servicey. It's the perfect amount of hack and slash action. It's the oh my god, it's a great game. Play it.
Yeah, sure.
No, Mullet Madjack needs to be on your freaking list to play right now. Do
Yeah,
it.
no, I do not disagree. It is a great, fast-paced game. Like it's a very
Exactly.
reactionary game. Speaking of shooters, did anybody
Yeah.
here? I mean, I know I for sure. And Shades, you definitely own an N64. This was a staple of N64 back in the day. GoldenEye 007, where you got to play as James Bond. I think that was probably one of the first game titles of James Bond that
Oh my
came out
God.
on an actual console. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I mean, it's the first one I played on a console. But yeah, GoldenEye 007.
GoldenEye?
Pierce Brosnan.
Nah, man. Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Actually, no. Banjo-Tooie. The second game in the Banjo-Kazooie franchise.
Shades was all about hunting down that witch.
No,
He,
not
he
even.
wanted that. He wanted that lady.
Not
He
even.
wanted the hot witch lady.
Not even. I didn't get to play like GoldenEye and stuff like that until like 2007.
2007. That's a long time.
I know, right? Like my
Yeah.
parents very much kept me under a rug because they're like, "Bruh, this game's rated M for mature." And by 2007, I was very much, you know, is it young adult or is it an adult that was capable of playing such games? I was fucking old enough at the time. So like 2006, 2007, I got to play a lot of games where like my friends would play them years before. And I was like, "Huh, this is cool." I'm not gonna lie.
I played this
parents
with my
probably
friends
did the
all the
right
time.
thing.
What, to not let you play GoldenEye?
Like M-rated games, yeah.
Mm.
My parents let me play like one of the original Grand Theft Auto games, like where you were playing in the
dang.
overhead view. Like my parents, they didn't care. They
dang.
were one of those parents that would just be like, "You want this video game? Sure, why not?" They never looked into what the video game was or anything like that.
Holy crap! Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't really have very many filters on my gaming experiences.
My parents adhered to that MSRB shit like it was God.
Like literally,
Frick, man.
when I played Final Fantasy 11 on the PlayStation 2, when I had it on the
my
hard drive,
God.
my parents didn't even know that I was talking to this other guy who thought I was a girl and was going to pay for my account. Like that's how unaware my parents were about my gaming proclivities. Proclivities. No, like my parents, they're just like, "Oh, you want to play GoldenEye? Sure, yeah, whatever."
Good luck, kid.
Yeah.
Fun.
No, I don't know. And I tried to do the thing where like for my daughter, I was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I don't think you're old enough to play first person shooters. You probably shouldn't."
Yeah.
And I tried to do that, but like her grandparents would let her play Call of Duty with her cousins at the house.
What the hell?
We went to Walmart one time, and my daughter wanted me to buy her this book, and it actually involved topics of sexual abuse, and I was like, I don't think you're old enough for this. And like,
hell
I
no.
said, she goes, I really want to read this. I really want to read this. And so I called her mom. I told her what the book was about based on the synopsis, and I said, hey, I don't know about this, but you have full custody. So like, she goes, oh, don't worry about it. She watches worse on the TV. And I was like, what the heck? And so at that point, I was kind of like, I'm not gonna be too worried about the content she consumes, because at this point it's too late. Because they would watch like the murder stuff on TV, the investigations and things, and my daughter would hear how these people killed people, and I'm just like, I guess. I mean, it wasn't. I don't know.
Holy shit.
Parenting is hard, especially when the two parents aren't together to
bro, I can't. I don't even
work
want to
together on
imagine
guiding.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah.
Damn.
But anyways, Anyways, so yeah, my parents didn't care about all that stuff. They just let me do what I wanted. I within reason.
They're just like, do
Mhm.
whatever, kid. It's fine, right?
Yeah, I would run around the neighborhood, man. As soon as I heard my mom yell off the porch, "Get in the
Bro, I
house!"
didn't even
That's when
have
you
a
knew you had to be
fucking
home.
neighborhood to run around in. I had literally the house next door and then the house that was literally half a mile away.
Ding, 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 ding.
Stupid. I hate it. I mean, it wasn't half a mile, but it felt like it. It was literally like a quarter mile away.
Dude, I used to take 3-mile walks to go to the mall.
Bro, I couldn't do that. The
Yeah.
nearest mall was 20 miles. This is bullshit.
I lived in suburbia, man, and
I
Farmingtown.
very much
suburbia.
did not. So dumb.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, like I look, bro, if I wanted to go to like Civilization, it was like a 25-minute drive. I had to beg.
Hmm.
And you're like, damn, maybe that's why he's so weird, and not well adjusted. And I'm like,
My
you know
parents
what?
gave
Probably.
me a bicycle and said, "Go where you need to go."
Bro, I couldn't even do that. I had like
See, I was a free range kid.
well, no, like here's the deal. I had a bicycle, I could go wherever I wanted to, but the nearest wherever I wanted to go was 25 miles.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Damn it.
I lived in the East Coast. We were packed in over there.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Most American Midwest, except where I live right now, it's like, yeah, you gotta go 20 miles for one thing. Except
Yeah,
for where I
nah.
am here, you can go 5 miles. You can be wherever the hell you want.
Yeah,
It is
nah,
gonna
yeah,
be
nah.
the biggest adjustment when I move.
Probably.
Ah, holy shit! Like, how do we go from having Snake and Tempest and Ski Free on our computers to having those exact games on our phones? How do we do that? I blinked and suddenly I've got Tempest, Ski Free, and Snake on my phone. And I don't even have to pay for it. I just have to watch a goddamn ad.
You.
But you know what I mean, though, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
all of the things that we were told, oh, this would never be a thing in 20 years. Holy crap.
I mean, it's just technology, man.
Progress, no.
Says the man that owned the first
Progress.
Windows phone.
Yeah, I did.
I want you to know I named that short something
I saw it.
stupid
I
weird.
saw it. That it will, but
Hold on. Comment section. We'll read you the official title of that short where Sage talked about his YouTube or about his Windows phone. It was literally Windows Phone Daddy Warbucks can't afford a new iPhone. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna grill him a little bit for that. Why the hell did you not get an iPhone? I understand you were deployed.
what the heck?
But,
iPhone.
like,
yeah.
Why did you not
Bruh.
get an iPhone? You got a
Bruh.
fucking
Bruh.
Windows phone,
Bruh.
and then we're
I could
deployed for 2
download-
years.
I
2
could
years.
download content. I could download content from iTunes onto my Android. Why the heck would I ever want an iPhone?
It wasn't an Android phone. Didn't Windows run their proprietary bullshit?
It did, but I didn't need.
Yeah, exactly. My point still stands.
I don't know what to tell you, man. But I didn't deploy for 2 years until what was it? Till 2010.
Yeah, and then you got what, an Android phone?
Again, you act like I'm Daddy Warbucks and I can just throw money around.
Yeah, I know, but
Calm,
like,
calm down there, little orphan Annie. I'm sorry that you can afford phones, but Daddy Warbucks
bro,
can't.
bro, I can't. Fuck, I can't afford phones. Are you kidding me? With the amount of Twitch money that Twitch pays us, Psh. I literally had to do like 3 subscribe-a-thons for this iPhone that I got right now.
Subscribe-a-thon. Do you want to know how much I paid? I just literally got the new hotness, the 2025
How much did you pay for that?
Samsung Ultimate
The
Elite Edition, whatever.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
the
blah,
Samsung Galaxy 39, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I paid $35, and that $35 was for the screen protector. I literally did not have to pay for the phone.
Good deal.
Yeah, free
How?
upgrade. They gave me like $1,000 for my old phone.
Damn.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no, it was great. See,
I'm still rocking like a Samsung Galaxy S10.
dude, you just need to rock the deals, man. Go with T-Mobile. They're the ones that hooked me up.
Bro, I got AT&T as my carrier, and shout out to Mom Shades and Dad Shades. They're still like paying for my mobile.
Mm.
And you're like, why is that? Because otherwise I probably wouldn't fucking call.
Ah. I've gotten better about calling my parents.
I call mine once a week.
Really? I should really contact mine.
I used to go like a month, every other month, contacting for like a 10-minute conversation.
Is that you?
Now it's like every week.
Listen, man, like I have such a weird relationship with my parents. So like 2 years ago, we kind of had like a falling out. It's like obviously I don't live in the same country.
Okay, wait, hold on. Was this the time where they were like, "Hey, we're coming to visit," and they were like, "Oh, by the way, we're staying with you," a week before they came?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, it wasn't a week before they came. Like, to be fair, it was like a few months up front. So they had just left.
Yeah.
Like a month prior or something. Like they came over a month prior. And that was like the second time that they like came over without like asking up front whether it was okay to like, hey, can we stay over? Like, and I had a trip planned myself to London for Final Fantasy's Fan Fest.
Yep.
For like, that was, God, that's 2023. That's depressing. That's
oh my God, that was 2 years ago. Jesus, have I known you for 2 years?
Yeah.
Holy shit, no.
But like, I had that trip planned, so that was like already like booked and everything. And then my parents not my parents, my mom, because my mom does everything. My dad's just kind of there, like, yeah, that's fine.
He's just along for the ride. He's like, hey, kid, do whatever your mother says, okay? Wink, wink. Yeah, I get that.
So like, my mom just like texts me like, oh, we're going to be over in the UK. Then until then. And I was like, okay, well, it's kind of annoying that you didn't tell me up front before you booked, because like halfway through that, I'm not here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even in the area.
I'm literally at the other side of the UK when like the last bit of like you guys' trip here. And that was like already like the third time that I had told them like, okay, before you book, get in contact with me.
Like, let me know,
let me know so like I can tell you, no, I'm not there, or yeah, that's fine. That's all it was. That's all I wanted. I don't really feel like I was asking for much.
Yeah, I get
that turned into a falling out when I like was like, I'm like gone for like the last like week or something that you guys are here. So like, why didn't you contact me first? Because we could have like booked around it. And that turned into a whole thing, and I was just kind of like, I just kind of feel like I'm just a hotel for you guys at this point. And I kind of feel like you're only here for the sake of like, oh, it's we don't have to pay for like having to stay over.
And
anything.
let me guess,
we can just...
at that point you're like, hey, you're gonna start paying me because work off otherwise, right?
Well, like, I will give them one thing. They would like pay for the groceries while they're here. So like,
okay, that's not terrible.
It wasn't like completely like they're not doing anything. So they at least like made sure that like everyone could eat and everything.
Yeah.
which is pretty much why I like initially I was just kind of like, "Ugh, I would prefer if you like contacted me first, but like whatever. I
I'm
guess."
assuming you're a partner or something
Yeah.
like that. We're not going to talk about
Yeah.
it if you don't want to.
Nah, it's just like an apartment, but like I have an extra room with an extra
Okay.
bed for them. So
Mhm.
that turned into like a whole falling out because I was just kind of like, I'm just a hotel for you guys. You're not
Yeah,
here
like,
for
what
me.
the hell? No, I get
You're,
you.
you're just here like we're here then and then. Just be ready. Like no, I want you to plan stuff with me because
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
when they
parents,
were
yeah.
there, minus
Yeah.
the fan fest time, while they were there, were they trying to go out and do stuff with you, or were they acting like they were on a vacation and they were going off and doing stuff themselves?
no, they're basically doing stuff themselves.
Okay, see that kind of makes me feel like if you're gonna do that, get your own
Hmm.
room.
Yeah, get
I'm
your
not
own
a
shit.
hotel.
Fuck off.
I'm not gonna leave the door unlocked for
Sorry
you
for
if I'm
swearing.
not gonna be home.
That upsets me.
Yeah.
So that turned into a whole falling out. Ever since then, like our relationship has been kind of iffy, I guess.
Strained?
Yeah.
Strained. That's probably the best way. But like they are currently, as of recording, they have been in the UK for a full week at this
Heyo.
point.
Oh, okay.
And they
I
haven't
have
called
not
you
seen them once.
Okay.
I haven't seen. When did they text me? So they at least texted me like, oh, we're like in, because they like go by boat. because
Rhombashire
then-
or Castle
Rhombashire.
Castle Whittlebutt. Yeah, something like
Let's
that.
see. So
No, see, they're in
Un-
Amsterdam smoking up some doobs.
She's from
So-
the Dutch lands.
I
the-
know.
I am.
Damn,
Sorry,
there
when
must
I,
be
when I
some
think when I
strange
think
stuff
UK,
in
I
it.
just think the whole entire European
Yeah.
continent.
No, you think of the UK and the surrounding coastline.
Well, no, when I talk about the EU, I'm talking about everything.
I get you.
But like they arrived in Perth on Sunday, so like almost a week
Okay.
ago now. And I was just kind of like, okay, guys had a good trip, blah blah. Mom said that she wasn't feeling too well because of seasickness, whatever.
Mhm.
And then it was like, I hope like an early night will fix it. And I was like, hope it does. And I haven't heard from my mom since.
Mm.
But I'm also at the point of like, okay, I'm always the first one to reach out.
Oh,
Try.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I'll probably text them tomorrow just to be like, hey, have you guys had fun last week? Blah blah. Just to be nice.
Yeah,
I guess.
just to keep appearances. I get that.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's rough.
it's
man. That's
it's been a
rough.
thing.
There you got me over
like-
here. I literally only am like, hey, life-changing situation, help me. Fuck, man.
I don't have anything against people that are in like your situation, Shades, where like you're contributing and things like that and helping, and the family's helping you out by doing that stuff. Where I run into the issue is where kids expect their parents or grandparents to take them in and not
Yeah.
contribute anything to the family. That's where I start to have issues.
Yeah.
People aren't there to keep raising you. You're an adult at that point. You need to be contributing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But like, I'm over here like, hey, like, help me out.
Yeah, no, that's different because you have plans to save money up and maybe eventually move back out. I'm talking about the people that
I
move
do.
back and they never intend to leave.
To
Yeah.
just kind of leech off, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's like, I'm out here, like, I talk to my parents like maybe once or twice a week, and like, it's like 10, 15 minutes. And it's like, yeah, cool, whatever. And then Carrie's just like, her parents doing this weird, stupid shit. And then, bro, why the fuck are these people not all the same? They raised us, they cared for us. Can you at least do us the fucking favor of being like, hey, do you need some help? If you don't, cool. Or
so
if you do, all right, but are you gonna rely on us forever, or are you gonna move out eventually and go back on your feet? It's
see, I'm one of those lucky people, I guess, where my parents would help me out. Well, no, I did have to move back in with my mom after I got out of the military, but that was only a temporary thing until
Yeah.
I got back on my feet. But like, no, my dad co-signed for my first car. My mom would send me money if I needed it, and I always paid it back. I have this thing about I have to pay people back. I hate
Mm.
owing people stuff. And the weird thing too is I'll give people money and I don't ever expect to see it back. Like I'm like, okay, I
get
know
that.
that you need this,
I get
and
that.
then I don't get upset when they pay me back, but I'm just kind of like, you don't have to do this. Like I did this because I had the extra money. I don't know. I'm a weirdo.
I get that.
But
I'm like that as well.
but like,
There's
no,
always
I think it's all right when your family helps you, but it's a different thing altogether when it's expected
Yeah.
and you now require them to live.
Mm.
Right.
Like,
And
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's why I'm not doing that. Like,
Mhm.
very
No.
much like my move is based on like one of my family members going, "Hey, no, you can totally live with me. It
Mhm.
is beneficial for both of us to do that. Please do it." Otherwise, like, I'd be moving to a new place somewhere else in the state I live in right now and
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to make ends meet.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm.
Bro, this is a heavy shit episode. What the hell?
Honestly.
Well, the first half was fine. Well,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
Half was
Yeah,
fine.
the first time was
This
fine,
is-
and then I think we got drunk enough to the point where we were like, what the fuck's
Oh,
going
no.
on with life?
I'm not at that point. I've been drinking water. I'm totally back to baseline.
I didn't even start.
I'm
Right?
Irish, dude. Like, I'm a fish. Like,
I have seen
I
this
could-
man drink half
I
a
could fall
bottle of
back.
whiskey and be like aggressively calling out my lurkers. And that's all he's done. That's all he does.
That's the worst thing that
That
I
is
did
the
on your
worst
stream.
thing he did when we were
But, like, I
drinking
didn't-
like fish.
I didn't go crazy and just start spouting like
No,
propaganda.
no,
and, like,
no, he
weird
did
stuff.
not. He did not start there. He ended up there and was like, Sage, we're switching to water. We're too drunk for this shit.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I promoted a T-shirt brand for alcohol?
Yes, you did. Was spring
You happen to
break.
remember the? Do you happen to remember the name of the T-shirt company?
Fuck no.
The T-shirt company's name was Punani.
God damn it.
Hmm.
Good T-shirts, by the way. I don't know if they're still in business. If you are still out there in business, your T-shirts are amazingly soft. I love them. I love them. I bought them on spring break. You guys had a booth out on the beach. This was in Panama City, Florida, and literally, you guys were amazing. I was hawking your
fuck.
T-shirts, and you guys were paying me in beer. It was the greatest thing ever. I bought one of their shirts, and I swear it was the greatest, softest T-shirt
boy.
ever.
I hope that I have not totally just screwed up my microphone settings.
I mean, I
Uh-oh.
hear
Oh,
you just
God.
fine.
Yeah.
No, for the recording, because, like, I don't know if my microphone settings were a decibel lower or not.
Oh, okay. As long as they can still hear you, you can fix that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was a hiccup. Sorry about that.
So I don't know what my decibel settings were before this. All I know is I hit them, I hit Control Z to try and fix it, and it went back up to the top.
Using
You know
them
what? I'll
shortcuts,
just leave
man.
it at the top. If it's a problem, someone will let me know eventually, right? I'm hoping.
This zone
I'm
is for
praying,
loading and unloading only.
right?
Yes. No, you
God
don't. No, commenters, you
dang
don't
it.
need any context. Just
You're not getting
Just
any
roll with it.
context, comment section. Just
roll
roll with
with
it,
it.
okay? Also, comment section, if you're still here after what, an hour and 20 minutes? Freak out, let's go. Tell a friend about us. Please.
Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell
And you're
a
like,
friend.
why is that? Because we want to be
Let
bigger
them
than Joe
know that
Rogan.
these boomers are VTubers. Do 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 do
And you're
do
like,
do do do
Why do you want to be
do,
bigger
do,
than
do.
Joe Rogan? Because I am fairly certain Joe
Dude.
Rogan's like the biggest podcast out there, right?
You're not going to be bigger than. We're not going to be bigger than Joe Rogan.
Yes,
Yeah, I
we
know.
are.
Don't
Frick
get me
you.
wrong. Shoot for the stars. But as long as Joe Rogan is podcasting, nobody's beating that man.
Bro, here's the deal. I'm gonna
Dude,
shoot for the
Joe Rogan's
freaking
taking you to the
universe.
ring right now. He's going to put you on the mat and make you bite the pillow.
Nah, I'll fight him. I'm gonna have to train for like a year. I'd fight him.
I think he'd still bend you over.
Nah, I go down swinging.
Yeah.
No, like that's just where I'm at. Like I'm at a point in my life where like this is sink or swim for me. Like
I like how he's glazing over it, Kadati.
I am.
I'm just here like he's just like
Fuck
cementing the bratty bomb cannon.
Is that like our first boys love mention of the whole episode?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm
I
just
bring up
making
BL
sure we're
all
on
the
track.
time. What do you mean?
I'm making sure we're on
BL's
track.
up all the time.
If I don't bring up BL in an episode, I'm probably sick.
Bro, right? But like no, like that's where I'm at. Like I'm at a point where like I'm gonna fight for this podcast. I'm gonna fight for like my all of my social media shit. And you guys. And you're like, oh, why is he fighting for his friends? That's kind of fucking hypocritical. He's just gonna turn and burn them like Cinder did. No. Like, here's the deal. I believe in surrounding myself and people who are fucking talented as hell. Hello.
I don't know
These
about
are the other
that.
two
I'm not
fucking
that talented.
Shut up.
I'm not.
Shut up.
I'm gonna.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You get back in the fucking frame. No, like I'm serious. Like both of you are very, very talented, and like, god damn, if I had half of your talent, like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Honestly, I'm about as good as for a laugh, and that's probably about the best of it. A laugh here and there.
Oh please.
I'm just clowning.
I just
Got a
heard the
clown
whiskey
redeemed
bottle.
for a reason.
Bro,
I
I've
just
used
heard the
that
whiskey
clown redeem
bottle.
a few times.
There's like the one short that I don't edit.
Yeah.
I can't edit. I made one edited short, and that was me trying to be creepy and me getting clown on. That was so mean. Cause I was just there, like, where is it?
Yeah.
I was just there.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that.
you're just hanging out, trying to be weird. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna clown this fool.
Yeah. It happens
And
all
it
the
worked
time.
so well.
It was
Shia
so
LaBeouf's
well
in the
timed.
background going, "Just do it." Do
Right?
it.
Right? Like,
Oh,
holy
God.
shit. 90% of like the VTuber streamer sphere, all you really need to know why we're successful or why we've got like, you know, at least 4 or 5 people watching us a night, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just
Just
do
do
it.
Speaking of just doing it, apparently the United States is possibly doing it where they're getting rid of the penny.
No pennies.
Yeah, no pennies. I'm
No
very
1 cent coin bullshit. Finally.
I'm very highly curious because they're winding down the production. I'm sure pennies are going to be in
Yeah.
circulation for years to come for what's already out
Years
there.
at least.
But can you imagine a world where there are no pennies? You're no longer dealing with almost fractions of cents. You're now dealing with 5-cent increments. So all those deals where you can get something for $1.99 because there are no more pennies, does it mean it's now $2?
No.
I'm pretty sure he started doing that in the Netherlands.
What?
don't think
Getting rid
they
of their
still
lowest
have-
currally.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they
I
actually got
think
rid of like the
it's-
euro cent or not.
I think it's you need to pay $2.95 or $3.
So the other thing too is you got to think we're leaning more into digital tracking of our
Yeah.
currency. Is the penny really going to matter anymore if we just go all digital?
Oh hell no.
Are they really going to charge us fractions of cents,
I hope
or are they just
not.
going to charge us like flat amounts? But in the digital world, it doesn't matter because the penny would still exist in the digital world.
Oh, barely.
Barely.
It's there for like the psychological. Oh, I'm getting it for less.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of them doing it
Yeah.
as a 0.99 cents. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you're getting it for less, and then the taxes hit.
Yeah.
Bro, right?
You're still paying over $3 for it.
Hmm.
Oh man. Speaking of which, President Trump, I guess the big beautiful bill as they're calling it, he
Oh my god.
that's either passed or getting really close to getting passed where they're no longer going to be taxing overtime or tips for wages.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Tell me the big beautiful deal.
The big beautiful deal is they never should have allowed income tax to be a fucking thing after the war, after the Second World War was over. Income tax was passed for World War II to allow the federal government. God damn, we're not going to be
To
monetizing.
continue functioning in a wartime.
Yeah.
capacity.
So here it.
Okay, we can't be demonetized for facts. We're not talking about the current administration. We're just talking about history.
Income tax shouldn't have been a fucking thing after Eisenhower took office in 1950. What the fuck ever.
I
But
do
it
believe
still
state
is.
taxes are definitely necessary for upkeep and maintenance of like roads and like public buildings and things
Yeah.
like that. I think that needs to stay. But the federal income tax that we're all paying to the federal government, honestly, I mean, if you look at it, I'm ex-military. I don't
Yeah.
know how the federal income tax is split up, but I'm assuming that part of the federal income tax is what pays the salaries for our armed forces, for all of our men and women that are soldiers. Yeah, and you got to think too, what other programs are they funding? Such as, I mean, who knows? Maybe my if they got rid of federal income tax completely, maybe my disability check for my military service for the injuries I sustained would be taken away or reduced highly. So like I think well, okay, I'm dipping a little too much into the iceberg. The main point that I was getting at is that
we're in the middle
they're
of the
not
ice.
they're not taxing tips, which is good for like your service industry people that
Which
rely on
most
tips
of
to
America
live.
is service industry these days.
And
Just pay them a
overtime.
living wage.
And overtime.
Bro,
Yeah.
here's the deal.
I still can't get over the fact that you don't
Carrie.
even tip in the EU.
Like we have tipping culture, but like it's nowhere near as like prevalent. Cause like I
Yeah.
ordered takeout tonight and I
Yeah.
gave the guy like a 15% tip because he was nice when he gave me my food. But
Yeah.
like
Most,
Well,
people here don't freaking survive on tips.
I think
and I
I
don't
think
think
the
they should either.
No.
I think the thing
it's
is though
stupid.
is whereas you guys over in the EU, it's not required to tip. It's considered you're tipping them because you like the service that you receive.
Yeah.
In the States, it's almost
Yeah.
they almost make you feel like it's kind of something required. Like
They make you
some
feel obligated to, because otherwise these people aren't going to be able to afford a single thing.
Yeah.
and some
Gross.
businesses, if you have a party over so many people going to eat, or if you spend X
They
amount of money,
automatically, yeah.
they automatically do gratuity. They automatically force the tip, and they say, "Hey, this is your gratuity. This is how much we're making you tip. If you would like to tip more than this, please feel free to do so. But this is what you have to tip us,
But
irregardless."
tipping culture is such a weird, like again, I think
It
that
makes
just
no
comes like
sense to me.
from like from a European standpoint, it makes no sense because like I would leave a tip if like service was good. Like if I get like a delivery guy over here, for example, that literally just shoves the food in my freaking arms and then says nothing, then I'm not giving them a tip.
Or leaves your food on the porch and texts you and says it's here.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
God.
funnily enough, they can't do that here anymore because like nowadays they need to excuse me, they need to put in a code before they can leave. So you give them like a
and that code is given to the customer to give to the driver. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they literally have to like see you and talk to you.
Well, that kind of prevents
to receive the code.
My favorite kind of pirate, the porch pirate,
Bro, right?
taking your food and running with it. So
Yeah.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Tip,
it's a really nice
shouldn't
thing.
be allowed. Bottom line,
Oh.
it should never
Taxes
have
on
been
tips
allowed.
should not be allowed.
It should never have been allowed. And you're like, why is that? Here's the deal. If I am at a restaurant that doesn't pay you, my server, minimum wage, and a lot of them don't, unless they have freaking started to, because I've had so many friends from my past who were in like the service industry, and oh my god, like, you know, minimum wage for service staff was like $4, which was literally $4.50 to $5.
Like
yeah,
$8.
yeah. When minimum wage was $8, like, right? Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah. So you know what? You know, my tip to you is gonna be like, 20% or so.
I always tip 25%. I'm a 25% tipper, unless the service is so abysmal, like ridiculously abysmal.
Here's the deal. I used to be a 10% tipper. When 10% was livable.
So
that was 2000. Fuck, 2000.
I've always been a 10% or 20%, 25%er because my stepmom, she was a waitress, right? Yeah. And so I kind of grew up, and we kind of like, even though my dad was working and my stepmom was working, we were still just making by and all that stuff. And like those tips were important. So like I always grew up around people that were just like, yeah, tipping is important to people that don't make the living wage. It's so like I just that's always in my brain. I always do 25%.
Okay.
And yeah.
That's fair.
So I have a question then.
Yeah.
Did globalism in the 2000s fail us all as a society?
Globalism in the 2000s. I know that you're using globalism as a scale, but what are you referring to as in globalism?
So it's just this large economic overarching concept of...
Okay, so globalism in the economic sense. Because globalism is a scale, and so we didn't have any... in my brain, I didn't have anything to work on with that scale. Like, it was an economic scale, or was it a poverty scale? Like, so
no, it's globalism an economic scale. Yeah.
Okay. This bleeds into the tariff talk that are going on in the States right now.
God, yes, it does.
Like I would say yes, the global scale of economics has been skewed, and now this might seem kind of one-sided because I am in the US, right? but the amount of tariffs that are taxed for products coming from the US to other countries, and other countries not allowing us to sell products, but they expect us to buy their products because
think of the US K-truck. Think of the K-truck.
The U.S. is a consumerism economy. Their economy runs on the fact that we are the largest consumers worldwide in the global scale of things, because our currency is kind of worth a little bit more. In not in all countries, but in most of the countries that are our economy is just currency wise, like how much our currency is worth,
more
valuable. Is just a little bit more valuable. And I'm just saying this to point to the fact that we have more buying power, so that is why we're a consumerism country. And the other countries raising their tariffs, they're trying to make money off us trying to sell stuff because they know that we have the money to do it. It's a whole web.
Hey, bro, we could literally talk for 2 hours, 6 hours, a long damn time about this.
Unfortunately, I've got a perfect tip for you, commenters out there in the VTube universe, people that enjoy us with our VTube comment, our Vboomer status, whatever. People in the comments, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone out there. That would definitely help people find us and take care of us as far as getting our names out there. That's all we want to do right now. That's our tip.
That's our tip.
And I can tell you what, it doesn't cost you anything. It costs you less than a cup of coffee. Literally.
Yeah.
We love you guys, and I think this is a good spot to start to call it.
Oh wow, we're almost
I'd say so.
We're at time. So,
We
with that
did
being
it.
said, comment section. This has been Kiri Mochizuki, Sergeant Sage, and your boy Shades for Shades. Leave a comment if you want us to talk about anything in particular. Otherwise, we will see you in the next video. Have a great day, have a great night, have a great whatever the hell you're having right now.
Have a great Kwanzaa.
Bro, it's fucking May. They can't
If we
have
can
a
have
great
Christmas in
Kwanzaa.
July, we can have Kwanzaa.
We're not having Kwanzaa in May. I am sorry. That is where I draw the line.
He's a fuddy-duddy, guys. Comments.
I am. Comment section. My fun killer, my fun enjoyer. Comment section. We will see you in the next video. Have a great night. Have a great life. Whatever the hell you are. Please tune into us next time. Tell a friend about us. And we will see you next time. Bye.